You might have heard the phrase, a pen is mightier than the sword. But the era we live in, the phrase have been scummed actually to a laptop with a good internet connection is actually mightier than the sword. So when we see the post about anything on social media, our first reaction or action today is anger. Whatever we are, irrespective of whatever we believe, irrespective of whatever our faith lies in, is totally different from what we see on social media. Confused. Clickbait. What we see on clickbait is a totally different ideology of business. When a clickbait comes into play, you see a sponsored post. Sometimes and sometimes not. For when it's about business, it's alright. But when a politically absurd or a religiously absurd things comes along, what we do is we just read the heading without reading the content inside and we move on. I think that is all most of us do. Because what we feel is this is wrong and this shouldn't be here. Well, that is the problem society is facing right now. What we believe in harmony is people of different religions, people of different prospects, people of different beliefs should work together. It doesn't matter who you pray, because all the gods you have been praying to have once in their lifetime traveled. And they have shared their experiences with people irrespective of a political agenda, irrespective of what they wanted to perceive, but they did it for a good. But it was 3,000 years back. Right? 3,000 years back, some was 2,000 years back, some was 5,000 years back. The point being, whatever has been portrayed in front of you is a thing which was applicable at that time. We are a generation of social media. Whatever we see, whatever we believe is actually at our fingertips. We can research whatever we want. We have Google Scholar for that. We have research papers, but I don't think any of us actually goes there and researches. We just actually see and believe and read what the social activists on social media write. And the problem in India or any other country is no one is neutral. They're either right or they're either left. So where does this harmony bring in? What do we actually see? Because the world we want to live in is actually a world in which harmony should sustain. But if we believe and we share without even researching what these posts are actually meant to be and what these clickbaits actually are portraying, is because they change our persona and our perspective towards a person, towards a religion, and towards someone we don't know about. We see a picture with a meme and we laugh at it. We do not believe or see or research anything behind the whole idea of that political agenda or that advertising campaign. I believe all of you have seen Avengers. The Infinity Wars just came out, so yeah, spoiler alert. So I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. I'm just going to tell that whatever that genius, beat business, philanthropist, Iron Man was, or whatever Thor was, the god of thunder, whatever it was, they were all at a place saving the world together. But where are they when everything is at peace? confused. I know. So we don't need these people when there's peace. Do we? Do we? Or do we name them activists? Do we? No, right? We have them as superheroes. That's the same that goes on in Bollywood. Yeah? Everything in Bollywood is to be taken in the right way. Is it? Yes or no? No. Nothing has to be taken in the right way. Nobody reads what the actual message is. They just see the headline and they move on. That is what is wrong with our generation. That is what is actually wrong with our generation. I, as a 90s kids, so we have been told that 3 things that actually were not allowed for us to do till we were 16 or 17. Go watch a cinema, or read a novel, or see an art form. Anything that portrays anything. So what we actually studied was the books, which was outdated. Right? Outdated. I'm a computer science engineer. I was studying a language called COBOL in 2004, which was actually being used in 1979. So what's the use of that education? Because I'm coming out as an engineer, but I'm a failure. What if I have been given the right information at the right time? What if? What if at that time, social media had given us the information that you need to do this or this? What if different pages on social media should have shown us the 20 things we need to do? That is how media portrays everything, right? The 20 things we need to do, 20 places we need to visit. That is how media portrays it. Everywhere. But what we didn't do, we didn't research. We just saw and believed what was actually being served on our plate. We didn't travel. The knowledge actually lies in the place you travel, not in the journey. The journey is actually a transition of weather, your mood, and your perception. That is all a journey is all about. But when you reach the destination, you actually see the place and you actually see what people are actually built of and what a religion can do to a human. You actually start believing in it. That is what India is made of. Numerous amount of people, I think 1.3 billion people. Illiteracy. Wrong education. Free social media since the past year. Which has no use. As in, people try to research things like प्यार एक धोखा है, बोलना आंटी आओ क्या? They go to Connaught Place in Delhi and they yell. People turn out in crowds of thousands and they yell nonsense. What we don't idealize, what we don't believe, what we don't think is actually what we should. What I want from the generation is, when you open your phone and you go through the post, you should be like, meh, no, meh, no, meh, no. This should be your attitude towards rubbish news. You should not be seeing what is not for you to be seen. What is religiously absurd should not be on the social media, but it is. It always is, because people are making money out of it. And we being fools read it and have a perception that this was done this time. Nobody knows whatever happens in Goa right now. Nobody knows whatever is happening in Goa. So what if I tell you, I'll ask you a question. How many of you know scoop food? Raise your hands. How many of you know Facebook? How many of you know Instagram? Okay. I'll ask you a simple plain question about history. What was Goa's history before 1494? One person raised his hand. Everyone knew about social media. Just one person ever knew about history. That is what is wrong with our education system. So, when we see harmony, if we do not have the right education, there is no harmony. The first belief. The solution. Net neutrality. Is it? Is net neutrality a solution to all this? For some years probably? To give people a lesson of what they should be seeing and what they should be reading? Is it? Or people should be prepared for what's coming? Nanotech, biotech, artificial intelligence, wise documentaries, a lot of documentaries which have been posted on various political leaders, how they have lived their life. Most of the people don't know anything about that. They'll know about how many types of weed are available, how many types of alcohol is available. They'll know how old bonk is. They won't know what is going on in the country inside. They read a post, they form a perception, and that is what their life belongs to. And they call themselves in harmony. We have been in harmony for a long time. But do you feel it will take a transition soon as per the current events? Millions of farmers walked in Mumbai. Hundreds of people died on the border. For whom? For whom? Is this what we are returning back to them? Is this the social media life of harmony we are returning back to them? Is this the tribute you want to give the leaders which have actually worked for the country? No. Again, solution. What is the solution? Stop scrolling your Instagram and Facebook accounts overnight. Every night, I have seen millions of people online from 10 to 12, 12 to 2. Instead of that, read an article about history, read an article about India, read an article of whatever you're interested in, what your hobby is, because in whatever way you can contribute to the society is what is actually harmony is all about. Because when you research, you get to know all religions teach the same thing which has been repeated on the stage once and for all on every day throughout. Every religions are teaching the same thing everywhere. But what we believe in is what we see on the post. Because we don't research. That is what harmony is all about. If you want an interfaith harmony, you have to have faith. For faith, you need patience, which we don't have. We want things like this. Jiffy. The term to be used is jiffy. You have everything at your fingertips. You know what is the difference between an bot? I hope everyone knows what a bot is. Robot, basically. I can call it a robot for simplifications. A robot and a human. To be specific, the Sophia that was given citizenship in Saudi Arabia. What is the difference between an actual human being and that? A robot does not have an ego. That is what the difference is. And I want you to think about it. If you want to have an ego, you cannot have harmony. If you want to have harmony, you need to read, you need to learn the right stuff, or else things like net neutrality will come in. We will have to pay to read whatever is coming in. The whole education system has to get a reform, which will soon be the case. All the boards in the country will be unified into one. So there will be no ICSC, there will be no CBSE, there will be no state board, just one board. What will that do? That will probably remove the problem of reservation? Will it? whatever's impossible is a political agenda. Remember. Thank you.